How's it going, guys? It is Chad here from Lutoons, and I am very excited today because the wonderful folks over at Fox are sending me to Paris. I'll be heading to the Art Ludique Museum to get an inside look at all things Blue Sky Studios. Now, of course, you guys know Blue Sky Studios. They made the new Peanuts movie, the Rio films, and of course the Ice Age trilogy. At the museum, I'll be getting a very close look at just how Blue Sky Studios makes its movies from the ground up. And not just Blue Sky, but just kind of an idea of animated movies in general. So I am very excited. I'm also excited for all the baguettes and wine. But yeah, what the heck am I doing hanging out here in boring old America? Let's head to France. Whew. That was actually pretty fast. Okay, so I'm here in Paris, France, at the Art of Blue Sky Studios, at the Art Ludique Museum. We're gonna head in, look at some concept art, and sculptures, and a ton of great stuff. Won't you join me? Other door. Okay, so while I look for the door, we can get an outside look at the Art Ludique Museum, which is located on this gorgeous Parisian river, the name of which escapes me. And before you guys ask, yes, I did make my way to hear the bells of Notre Dame. But let's begin our Blue Sky adventure and head into the museum. From sculpted models to quick sketched character concepts, this museum chronicles the nuts and bolts of these Blue Sky films. And I've got to say, it was so fascinating. Oh, and if you're wondering who's filming, that would be my wonderful sister who came with me on this trip, aka Sistoons. Now, when it comes to digitally animated sequels, it's kind of easy to imagine that they can just use the same animated rigs and backgrounds from previous films to ship out another easy cash grab sequel. And I can tend to fall into that mindset as well, admittedly, but seeing how incredible these pieces of art are really gets me thinking twice about that. With every new film or sequel comes a massive amount of conceptual development, from the floral, forested vibes of Epic to the mechanical and tinkering world of robots. Each and every one of these environments was painstakingly crafted by so many talented artists, and sometimes you've got to remind yourself about the creative artistry of these films, because it's truly mind-blowing what these people can create. Imagine that long before these characters exist in some 3D modeling program, they exist in real life as sculpted models. I mean, just look at some of these things. They are absolutely gorgeous. After seeing the museum, I rewatched Robots on my flight home, and though I was lukewarm on it years ago when it released, this go-round I found myself enthralled by the environments and atmosphere that I never stopped to consider before. But of everything at the museum, my favorite part was the Ice Age stuff. Being Blue Sky's kind of flagship franchise, there was an abundance of rich concept art and designs for these films, and they were all incredible. The icy landscapes of the movies just pop off the page with these concept designs, and seeing versions of characters that never made it to the screen was really cool as well. But the coolest thing I learned at the museum? All of the Ice Age characters are designed by one sole artist. His name is Peter DeSev, and he alone has created every single Ice Age character design. And when you see his sketches, some of which he mocked up in just minutes, it really kind of blows your mind, but more importantly, it really helped me appreciate the world of this series, and really just the unified, charming, and quirky design of all of these characters. Now, the museum, of course, was amazing, but that wasn't all that Fox had in store for me on this day. They sent me on an incredible riverboat tour, which departed right from the docks next to Art Ludique. It was a little rainy, but we saw the Eiffel Tower, which was cool to see for the very first time. After that, we got to sit in on the foreign voice recordings of the new Ice Age film, which was so cool. They recorded some lines for the Swedish version,
Meditationens mästare, den suveräna stillheten.
The Spanish version,
El regalo más grandioso de todos.
And the Russian version. And even though I didn't understand the language, it was way cool to take my first trip into like a legit recording studio. After that, we went to Fox's Paris HQ and got a sneak peek of Ice Age Collision Course. And afterwards, we had a Q&A with the director, where I asked him about the age of 3D films that we're in animation, and what it's like to make animated movies in 3D or for 3D. Something I've always kind of wondered about. And after that, the trip had come to a close. Well, that is about it for me here in Paris, but there is one more thing that we've got to take care of. Come on. Whew. Man, aside from the minor nausea, I would highly recommend traveling via Jump Cut. And the last thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that from the museum, I was able to snag 2 of these lovely Art Ludique Blue Sky Studio art books. They are absolutely fantastic. Now, I'll be giving this thing away on Twitter to one of my US fans only. Sorry, international fans. Shipping is a nightmare. But for my US fans, just send out a tweet using the hashtag LuToonsBlueSky, and I'll just kind of pick one at random and send it off to the winner. Maybe I'll just throw it. I won't throw it. I'll pack it up nicely and send it off nicely. But yeah, that's about it for me, guys. Best of luck for all of you trying to win the art book. And that's about all I got for you. I will see you next time. Let me get back to reading about Rio. Jesse Eisenberg!